Hello and welcome to my ever messy art area. My name is Keeks and today we're going to be taking a look at the Haiya Oil Pastels from Paul Rubens, my absolute favorite. So I have not used their oil pastels before, but I am a huge fan of their watercolors and absolutely love them. So I actually had went on the Facebook market and somebody was selling these puppies for $25, which is awesome because if you look on Amazon, they are like $40. And even better, so I must be having like a wonderful day today because the lady goes, "Oh, I have a surprise for you." And I go, "Oh, voila." For no additional cost, she gave me the 72 color one too. What? Like the smile on my face. I was so tickled pink by this. I gave that lady a hug. I don't know who she was, but I gave her a hug. I go, "Can I hug you?" Because I, like you guys, are very addicted to art supplies, and if somebody offers me free, good, high-end art supplies, I will take it. Because everything that I have researched about these are awesome, and like I said, as soon as I saw them on the Facebook Marketplace for that cheap with an unopened package, I was like, snatch! So to have two of them, my. Originally, what I was going to do with you today was I was going to swatch out the 60 colors, but obviously I'm going to swatch out the 72 color ones, and the 60 color ones will now be my backup pastels. So I am very excited to open these and to get started. So give me one moment to remove this plastic and we will take a look. So normally I would swatch these in my swatch book that you guys have seen a ton of times, but today I'm actually going to be swatching these on the swatch paper that they came with. And one of the reasons is because I kind of touched one of these with my finger and they are super soft. In fact, you can kind of see the oils on them. So maybe these were hot at one point in time, I'm not sure. But as you can see, I've got kind of like oils on my hand. Which I don't mind that. They are oil pastels, and I have no idea if they're normally supposed to be oily like that. But as I go along, I will be wiping them off. My thing is I probably think that these were sitting in a hot car for a while, and maybe that's why I got them for free. But hey, I'm totally okay with that. I will take it, like I said. So I did take a moment off camera just to go through and write down all these. I do not have a fixative spray with me right now because we are in the process of trying to move. So I don't have anything like that right now. So I don't want to put it in my swatch book and then have it melt everywhere. The other thing I thought is maybe I could tape this down in my swatch book eventually and just have it fold out. But once again, I would need a fixative for that definitely because these are kind of greasy. So what we're gonna do is maybe I'll zoom out quite a bit. Looks like that's as far as I'm gonna be able to zoom out. I'm gonna put these kind of over here to the side. And I'll put my swatch sheet here so you can actually see it. Maybe we'll zoom into just that. Okay. And what I'm gonna do with each one of these is, number one, I'm gonna wipe them off. But I'm also going to kind of look at them, and what I want to do is I want to put some of it here and then kind of rub it a little bit and see how it does. So the very first one I've got here is white, so we're just going to gently wipe it off real quick, and maybe we can zoom in quite a bit instead. Well, that messed with my light quite a bit though. Oh, there we go. All right, I think this is as far in as it's going to let me go without messing with my light situation. So let's try it out. So I've got some white here. That's very creamy. And ooh, it moves quite easily too. It's too bad this is white so you can't really see it, but it definitely moves. Looking at it, says feel the softer, nicer experience, which I guess Paul Rubens originally had a different set of pastels and people had complained that it was kind of scratchy. So maybe that's why they've gone with saying that's pretty soft. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that the number for this is up here and the name. So make sure you write down your color names unless you want to learn Chinese. I guess you can compare it to the Chinese, but for example, this just says white and this long bit here does not match what's here. So you have to look over here. So if that doesn't bother you, cool. It's probably going to get ripped off, and I can guarantee you that once that rips off, I probably will not have any idea what color that is. I'm just going to go by you know, by look, because some of these greens just look really close together and stuff. So this next one right here is Naples Yellow. So I'm just gonna put in a decent amount there, and then I'm just gonna smooth it with my finger. So you can just kind of see it. So we've got the hard edge here and the smoother here. And what I'll end up doing probably in my swatch book whenever I swatch them is I'll do like two circles. One circle I'll leave plain, and then the other one I'll just kind of mush around. But yeah, and they have a nice like soft feel to them. So they are very creamy and soft. I like that. Okay, and the next one that we've got here, oh God, that's covered in oil. We're gonna wipe that off and go, ooh, and pretend it didn't happen. This one's Lemon Yellow. Oh my, yeah, that's just coming right off there. Let's wipe that in a bit. Ooh, it spreads quite far. It's nice. So these are definitely not the kind that you would see at elementary schools where they're so dried out that you can't do anything with them. It's not a chalk for sure. But they are quite melty, so something to know is don't leave these out in the heat. They're gonna get oily. And I have no idea how long these have been sitting there, but my goodness, they still work pretty darn good. So this is Gold Yellow. I will say they do kind of have a pastel, like a really pastel-y scent, like it's like a really waxy smell, kind of like crowns in a way. Like it's a smell that you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for something that doesn't smell, this is not it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off. Ooh. Okay, that one was really juicy. So this is Luminance Yellow. Ooh, that'd be a good skin tone. Are we sure this is Luminance Yellow? Yeah, that's what it says. Ah, I've got the yellow on it still from that other color. Let's put that on another layer here and do a different finger. So yeah, I think that's kind of more of a skin tone to me. So that would be a good one for skin. Yeah, this is my main complaint, is they are very juicy. But that's okay. Let's see here. This one is Titanium Buff. And so it looks like kind of smoothed out. This one is, whatever that is, it's a very pretty color. Bright Yellow. And I'm double checking just to make sure that they're all the same. One lady in her set of 72 that I saw online, and I've watched a bunch of videos today, so I couldn't tell you who it was, said that she got two purples, two of the same purples in there. So I'm just kind of double checking just to make sure nothing like that's in here, to see if maybe hers was a fluke. Very oily. Let's see. So this one is Yellow Deep. If you want your skin to be moisturized, it will definitely be moisturized. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Okay. This one is supposed to be Mandarin. Yep, there it is right there, Mandarin. Might stop wiping these off because I think it might be taking too much time. And it doesn't seem to be hurting the overall pastel any. Pastel, however you want to pronounce it. This one is Chinese Orange. Ooh, that's like a blood orange color. I like that. Have you ever eaten a blood orange before? It's very tasty. Ooh, yeah, you can see the orange tones in there. That's nice. I kind of like that. Okay. Next, we've got Vermilion. Okay. So it's kind of like a burnty orange. The next one is coral. Now something interesting, there are two types of coral in this, and they're just simply called coral, and I don't know why. But weirdly enough, when you look at the Chinese version of them on the same package, it's spelled different. So it's possible that maybe they have two different words for coral, that maybe we don't have the English translation for the other word. But that right there is a pretty corally coral. This one is rose umbers, or rose ochre, I'm sorry. That would also be another good skin color. And after I'm done swatching this, what I'll do is I'll Google what it means when your oil pastels sweat oil. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just because these were probably just sitting somewhere. I doubt that there's anything wrong with them. Orange ochre. But I'll let you know what I find out about it. Because I've really only had hand-me-down oil pastels, so I'm not really sure what to expect from a brand new set like this. But so far things are okay. It's just every once in a while you get a color that's just real oily. Like, I don't know if you can see how shiny that is, but that is just a thick layer of oil. So this is flesh. And then you get ones that are quite dry. So it's weird. It just seems like it depends on the color. Like this one's really oily again. So this one has a really long name. This one is called Pale Pink Madder Liqueur. Or Lacquer? Liqueur? I think it's lacquer. Very lipsticky. Let's try that. Oops, smeared it. All right, so the next one is Red Light. It's very red. That one's like a lipstick as well. Nice. And I will say, rolling these on, they feel like lipsticks. Like they are moist babies. This one is Permanent Intense Red. Ooh, that's a very deep red. I like that a lot. I like it when there's like a true red color, and to me that's a true red right there. So this next one is the second one that is just simply called Coral. But as you can see, it's a completely different color from that coral. So I went ahead and marked it as a coral with a 2 underscored, because I wasn't really sure what that meant. Next we've got Red Deep. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Another lipsticky looking red. This one is Ruby Red. I know I keep going like that. I'm just not used to feeling so greasy. Sorry. But hey, it's good to know because every single video I've seen has been perfectly dry ones. So it's good to see this so you know what textures you could expect. So this is Violet Ochre. Next is called Purple, but to me this is more of a magenta looking color. Oh yeah, that's straight up magenta. The next one has a really fun name. It's called Bordeaux. Ooh, I love that color. That color is very pretty. Yeah, I love that. That's gorgeous. Next is going to be Blue Violet. Violet, you're turning violet. Then we've got Parma Violet. Cobalt Violet Light. Pale Blue. blue. Ooh, that's like a sky to me. I'm seeing sky vibes right now. Next is phthalo blue. I don't know about you, but every time I think of phthalo anything, it makes me think of Bob Ross. Rest in peace. But I remember the first time I ever heard that word, I was like, what? And then like I saw how it's spelled on there and I was like, that's how you say it? So yeah, let's see here. Next we have azure blue or azure blue. So I'm just kind of spreading that around. Oh, this one's very greasy. See, look at my fingers immediately. Okay, so then we've got royal blue. And then we've got Indian blue. Another really greasy guy is cobalt blue. Ooh, that one's very happy to be here. Okay. Nice. And then we've got, is this the right one? Ooh, I can barely see that one. Yeah, French ultramarine blue. And then we've got, it says Prussian blue there, but does it say Prussian blue on here? Because it certainly doesn't look very Prussian bluey. Oh, I can't see because of the grease. So let's go like this too. I can just kind of rub it. It's kind of a shame because I'm kind of getting rid of some of that color there, but I'm having a hard time seeing. Well, it must be because it was the next one here. So this is supposed to be Prussian blue. I just can't read it because it's too greasy. But I will say it's kind of weird. Instead of being in a blue wrapper, it's in a brown wrapper. So that's why I was a little confused about what color that was. This one is indigo light. See, this is a good example of a very, like, it's not like super dry or anything, but it's dry. And I'm also seeing, so these have never been used before. The only reason why they look like they have is because when they were resting, wherever they were resting, the bullet shape kind of melted a little bit. But I can see some yellowing in there, which is kind of interesting. So that's something to kind of be aware of. But it looks like the regular color is not like that. So this is barite green. So it's kind of a pretty teal color. Oh man, that one's so oily it's dripping. Ooh. Yeah, if you're somebody who's not a texture person, keep these not topped. Because I am, like, I like textures, but not normally like a slimy, greasy texture. So I am kind of struggling with this a little bit. I know it'll be fine. It's just art supplies, but just so you're aware, I would not give these to children. I mean, look, this one has greased up enough to where the wrapper is starting to come off. So this one is gray-green. And I am noticing that because I'm not really cleaning my fingers off as good as I probably should, I am kind of mixing these a little bit. So like this one has a little bit of that selenium green in there. So that's something that whenever I go to swatch it in the actual book that they will be in, I'll keep that in mind. Let's see here. Turquoise blue should be next. I guess this one. What color is that? That's Calderon green. So I have missed something. So let's see. Oops, didn't mean to bump the camera. My bad. Let's see. Something has gone awry here, like it's out of order or something, because I should be doing, after gray green, should be turquoise blue. Is this it? Here it is, I found it. This one has some of its neighbor's colors on top of it. There we go. This one's another one that's kind of turning a different color. This one is Celestial Blue. That's a very pretty blue. And then we've got Midnight Blue, which is another one that's, oh my, a lot just came off of that. Very melty. This one here is Green Yellow Light. One moment. I'm hearing something weird happening upstairs. That's creeping me out because I'm supposed to be alone here. So one moment. Okay, so I'm a little embarrassed. What I thought was a person walking around was actually a vacuum cleaner. Really happy that it's a vacuum, don't get me wrong. But I was definitely really freaked out about that because what it was doing was it was hitting against our bed in our bedroom. And it just sounded like a person walking around up there, and I was like, what's going on? Hello? So I'm safe, nothing is wrong. But I just thought that was funny. I'm gonna have to get a different paper towel. This is getting a little greasy. So let me get this other paper towel here. You know, I was actually planning on drawing something with this, but I may end up doing it on like computer paper or something, or seeing what I have laying around instead of one of my sketchbooks. Or maybe I can tear out a piece of sketchbook like out the back of my swatch journal, because this is very greasy and like they feel smooth and creamy and I feel like they're gonna perform well. But one thing I am very concerned about is these moving around everywhere. So until we get into our main home where I can unpack my bags and find a fixative, I don't know that I would feel comfortable putting this in a journal right now. Because what my worry is if this goes into a journal the way it is it gonna get weird and greasy like that and run all the pages? So it would definitely be an interesting test, especially on some of these like more ewy colors. I'm gonna say ewy because they're so greasy. I mean, you saw what that paper towel looked like. It was done. So I'd be a little bit curious about longevity on these. Definitely not what I expected so far. I'm loving the colors. I think the colors are excellent, and I think that these are very spreadable, but I'm not in love with how oily they are. They are definitely pastels, like definitely the oil in oil pastels. That being said, I'm still gonna have fun with them, and I definitely think these are better than any set that I own, because I own a bunch of no-name brand ones. But yeah, I mean, check this out. I went to go stick this in, and because of the oil, these are gonna be naked soon. We'll just put it that way, for sure. But other than that, I love them. Like, I enjoy how spreadable they are. But if you're someone like me where some certain textures just kind of make you go insane, these are probably gonna make you go insane if they do what they're doing now. And like I said, I'm assuming that these were probably in a hot place and weren't moved for a while. But I don't know. I don't know where they actually came from. They seem to spread great, and I think they're gonna blend pretty well, but they are so oily. Like, you could probably put this on a salad type of oil, and it would get your lettuce going, that's for sure. It would toss your salad, which is pretty interesting. But hey, I am not complaining, because like I said, I did get these for free, and I'm still super stoked and feel like I'm having an excellent day, because who gets free pastels like that? But they're gooey. Let's see here. Oh, did I pick out the right one? Yeah, burnt umber. That's interesting. It doesn't look very burnt to me. This one is burnt sienna. See, that's more of a burnt color that I was thinking of there, because that has more of that reddish tone to it, whereas that other one didn't. So sometimes I wonder about how they name some of these things. Let's see, this one is, that's the one I just used, which was burnt sienna. So this one is raw umber. Raw umber is pretty dark. Okay. Okay. And then we've got sepia. Whoa, sepia is dark. Okay. And then we've got charcoal. Yeah, that's pretty charcoal. It's nice looking. I'm gonna wipe my fingers off of these other ones because they're different types of grays, so I don't want to get that charcoal in there. Okay, so this, oh my god, this is so greasy. Oh, can you see it just like bubbling on there almost? Well, I'm gonna be moisturized, we'll put it that way. Okay, so this one is the light gray. Did any of you guys have this when you were going through these? Like, none of the videos that I watched were they like this, so I'm just curious. Cold gray. I like that gray. That would be fun for like a winter one or something. Another very greasy one. This is medium gray. I feel like I'm moving faster so I don't have to touch these anymore. Okay, next is yellow gray. Oh, okay. I was wondering why this was yellow gray. So this is a gray that you can almost see a tan under. So that does make a lot of sense of why it's called yellow gray. Okay. This is reddish brown gray. So the same thing, it's a gray, but like underneath it you can see those other tones. Payne's gray. Now this one surprises me a little bit because Payne's gray in the watercolor is like a blue gray, and this is not. This is more like a burnt charcoal, but I like it. I'm not mad at it. Oh my god, the black. It's just a grease ball. Look at this. I'm gonna go like this so you can see it. It's all over me. After this project, I'm washing my hands. So this one's Mars Black. And then last but not least, we have our True Black. And it looks like Mars Black and True Black are pretty similar. The Mars Black has kind of a red undertone, and the black is just like black, you know? All right, so those are all of our colors. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play around with a couple pieces of paper, and I'm going to grab them from the back of my swatch book. These are not papers that I plan to keep. Probably just gonna play a little bit. So let's play with some blending a little bit and see what happens when we take two colors and blend them together. So let's do a Roy G. Biv with it. So let's do Permanent Intense Red. So let me see if I can figure out where that is. Permanent Intense Red. This is deep red. So I think we need this one. Yeah. So let me take this edge off. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take lemon yellow. And let's do maybe a cobalt blue, because cobalt blue is pretty, well, French blue would be nice. Let's do French. French blue is the really greasy one though, I think, wasn't it? Let's see, this one is, gosh, that grease is so thick you can barely see it. That's the cobalt. So the one we want is actually one over, so this one here. And I'm going to intensely wipe these off real quick. Okay, so we've got some red, yellow, and blue. So let's go ahead and put these on here. Yellow. Blue. Okay, so we've got a red, a yellow, and a blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this yellow and just kind of wick it out a bit in all different directions. Something kind of like that. And then let's take the blue. And then, oops, the red. So I'm just gonna kind of play with seeing how far we can make these move. Let's do more yellow. So they seem to move pretty good. I'm getting pretty decent mix out of them. So it's not too bad. This red can do, it's kind of interesting. This red is not moving as much as the other two are right now. So it's kind of cool. So that kind of gives us some primary colors to look at. And as you can see, the red did stay a little bit, which is, the red is not one of the greasy ones. The other two are more greasy. So maybe the greasiness is helping. So let's try. Let's take one of these purples. And see what happens when we play a little bit. And then maybe we can do we can smooth it a little bit if we wanted to. If we didn't want to leave it chunky, we could mix it a little bit. So it looks like we can definitely play with them a bit. Doing a little bit of purple in there because sometimes these do have little bits of purple in them. So there's like a little lavender leaf. Let's try building from a yellow to a pink. That would be fun. So I'm gonna take this yellow. And I do push hard whenever I use pastels. I'm not very nice to them, sorry. If you're looking for nice people and pastels, I'm not the right person. Let's see. So I'm just gonna kind of wick that in a bit. And then let's have that pink build up to like a red. This is a greasier color, so let's see what that does. Okay. So the greasy ones are actually blending a lot better, I'm noticing. And then let's go into like a true red here. Yeah. So that honestly looks really cool. It's doing really nicely. Okay. So that kind of gives us an idea about how easy it is to blend. These are not water soluble, so I'm not gonna test it with water. They're not those kind of blenders. So let's try just like drawing something simple, or just like play and see what happens here. I'm not gonna pay attention to what these colors are anymore. I think I'm just gonna go for it. And just kind of go with what looks good. I'm just gonna kind of put that there, and then I really liked this blue here. So let's get some of that in there, and then maybe around the edges. And we can add just a little bit of in here and smudge it. See what we get. Ooh. I'm just playing. I'm not really doing anything special right now. And maybe we can. Let's put like a line in here. Do like some blue around it. Maybe with a bit of purple. Orange in there. Sneak some of the yellow without letting it turn green. Then maybe we can start putting hints of land in there. Something like that. Give it some hint of vegetation. ocean spray there. Could do maybe a tree or something. Let's do another, like a sandy beach here or something. Let's do some more of that brown. Layer it with some of this yellowy color. So just dropped a pastel. Some white here again. I feel like that sky needs to be mixed in a little bit more. It's not quite looking right. There we go. It's looking a little bit better, and then we can always put some white in there. Some clouds. There we go. Maybe we can do like a little boat on the horizon here. Stick a little tiny thing. Oversaturated there. Okay. We are on regular paper, so that makes sense. We can always just rub it in then. Rub it in. Rub it in. Rub it in. Okay. And then let's do sorry, I'm gonna knock all these out of this little holder thing because it's killing me. You're killing me, small powder. Give me a bit of faux pas. Yeah, we're just gonna fling all of them in there because I don't think that that thing's gonna help me see anything that I need to see. Okay. I don't really care if they get all mixed up, I'll just wipe off the ends. I am not a picky pasteler. Okay, so then let's see here. Let's do this brown. little coconuts. Put some of that green back on top of it. And there you go. Just a quick little showing of what they can do. Like I said, this is definitely not going in my sketchbook or anything like that. This is just a little play kind of thing. So I think we did a lot here. We swatched these. My final thoughts are I still think that they're going to be good pastels. I am just not a fan of how greasy these are right now. So I would be really interested to know if you have these and what your thoughts were on their greasiness, because I think that's quite interesting. And I would love to know your feelings on the matter. But once again, my name is Keeks, and I will see you next time. And I am so thankful to that random lady who I bought the pastels from. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me this other set for free. Like, you did not have to do that, and I really appreciate it. But if you stuck with me this long, please go ahead and throw me a like, or if you'd like to, you can even subscribe, and I would really enjoy it. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.